morning. I'm John Jones, Chairman of the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. This meeting is being conducted in compliance with the notice and public posting provisions of the Oklahoma Open Meeting Act. This meeting is an in-person meeting open to the public for observation and is also being live streamed and recorded for remote viewing. The time is 10:03 a.m. and I'm calling the March 3rd, 2026 regular meeting of the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority to order. Charity, please call the roll.
Mr. Rollberry.
Here.
Mr. Todd Cohn.
Here.
Mr. David Madigan. Mr. John Tidsworth.
Here.
Ms. Dana Weber. Mr. John Jones.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. For the purpose of our meeting this morning, we are going to be conducting all votes via voice. First thing I'd like to do is recognize our special and distinguished guests. First, I'd like to introduce Toby Keith's family and recognize them. Tricia Covell is here with us. Thank you. Steelen Covell, Shelley Covell, and Crystal Keith. Thank you for being here. It's an honor. Other distinguished guests are Senator Lisa Standridge, Senator George Burns, Representative Jason Blair, and Senator Darcy Eck. Thank you for coming, and we appreciate your support. First items are the safety awards. I believe Trent.
Good morning, Chairman Jones, members of the authority. I have Cooper Duke here with me to help me present these awards. He's our safety manager for the Turnpike Authority. And what we're doing today, we're recognizing those in our maintenance division for their exceptional safety records in 2025. These maintenance divisions represent our frontline employees who are faced with hazards every day. We were, this past year, this was brought to light all too personally for us this past year with what happened on the Will Rogers. These men and women that work for the Turnpike Authority, that work for the DOT, DPS, having to be out there every day on the road with the hazards, with people traveling up and down the roads at high speeds, not paying attention. It's a dangerous job. And we want to recognize them today for their commitment and their determination as OTA employees and working towards that common goal of everybody going home at the end of the day. So we have two awards that we're going to give out today. Each recipient will come forward when their name is called to receive the award, and then we'll take a group picture with the recipients to follow after all the awards are announced. The two awards are the first one is a perfect safety record. This means there were 0 incidents for the entire year resulting in personal injury, which is quite a feat considering their work environment. And then the second one is for those turnpikes with outstanding safety records, which means a turnpike had 0 lost time injuries. So without any more delay, for those that had a perfect safety record, I would like to recognize the Creek Turnpike, formerly managed by Superintendent Jerry Jenkins and currently managed by Superintendent Ricky Kinsey. The second group is the Kickapoo Turnpike, which is managed by Supervisor Jeremy Spart. And then our second award for the turnpikes with an outstanding safety record is the Cherokee Turnpike, managed by Superintendent Cody Burton. The H.E. Bailey Turnpike, managed by Superintendent Kevin Wallace. And the Indian Nation Turnpike, managed by Superintendent Benny Wester, but being represented today by Bernard Ellis. We just want to say congratulations to all of these leaders and recognize today for their efforts, and congratulations to all the maintenance employees on their accomplishments. Thank you for everything you do day in and day out for one another and for our traveling patrons. Thank you to all of our division directors and their assistants. These awards signify their commitment to safety. They lead with their hearts, and they support safety at OTA in every way imaginable. Thank you.
Our next recognition and award involves the Highway Patrol Trooper of the Month Award. Major Allreed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Morning.
I am quite pleased and honored to present this month's Trooper of the Month for this meeting. Lieutenant Carey Massey, if you would come up here. The most exciting part about this is the first award I'll be given to a member of the patrol that's been on longer than I have. So I'm pretty excited about that. On January 1st, 2026, at approximately 9:18 a.m., Lieutenant Massey and several troopers were eating breakfast at the McDonald's restaurant on the H.E. Bailey Turnpike. Lieutenant Massey noticed an elderly woman that began choking on her food. Lieutenant Massey, who is also a trained medic, immediately recognized the medical emergency and took control of the situation by initiating the Heimlich maneuver. Despite repeated attempts, only small portions of the obstruction were initially dislodged. The woman's condition rapidly deteriorated, and she became unable to speak, cough, or breathe. As further efforts were made to assist her, she suddenly went limp and became unresponsive. Lieutenant Massey ensured she was safely lowered to the ground and immediately resumed life-saving measures. Through continued and determined efforts, Lieutenant Massey successfully dislodged the obstruction. The woman was rolled onto her side and the remaining food was fully cleared from her airway. She regained the ability to breathe, speak, and sit upright while awaiting the arrival of emergency medical services. Lieutenant Massey's rapid assessment, calm demeanor, and decisive actions under extreme circumstances unquestionably saved this woman's life. His actions reflect the exceptional training, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to the preservation of life.
Our next item of business regards the approval of minutes. We've all been supplied a copy of the minutes from our regular meeting on February 3rd, 2026. I ask for a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Charity, please call the voice vote.
Mr. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Combs,
Yes.
Mr. Titsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes. Our next item of business, Mr. E. Kelly.
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, I'm happy to present an executive division item today. This is item number 1363. So submitted for today for your consideration and approval of the authority is a proposed naming designation for the East-West Connector Turnpike as designated by House Concurrent Resolution 1019, which passed by unanimous consent through the Oklahoma House of Representatives and the Oklahoma Senate last week. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'll read the resolution. Whereas, as part of the Access Oklahoma Long-Range Plan, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority is advancing the planned turnpike corridor extending from Interstate 44 east to Interstate 35 near Indian Hills Road and continuing east and north to Interstate 40 at Interstate 335, the Kickapoo Turnpike, to provide an additional safe, high-speed connection between these major interstate routes to complete a much-needed loop around the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. And whereas the legislature recognizes the significance of this route for transportation safety, regional connectivity, and interstate commerce and growth, and finds it appropriate to designate an official name for the turnpike to memorialize its importance. And whereas Toby Keith was born July 8, 1961 in Clinton, Oklahoma, raised in Moore, Oklahoma, and resided in Norman, Oklahoma, and rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most successful and recognizable country music artists in American history. And whereas throughout his extraordinary career, Toby Keith released numerous chart-topping hits, including Should Have Been a Cowboy, Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, The American Soldier, earning him widespread acclaim and a devoted fan base. And whereas Toby Keith sold more than 40 million albums worldwide, produced over 20 #1 singles, and received countless awards and honors for his musical achievements. And whereas he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in recognition of his lasting impact on country music. And whereas, beyond his musical accomplishments, Toby Keith was a proud and vocal patriot who dedicated significant time and resources to supporting members of the U.S. Armed Forces with no financial benefit to himself, performing more than 300 shows on multiple USO tours in combat zones and uplifting American service members stationed overseas. And whereas Toby Keith passed away on February 5th, 2024, after a courageous battle with cancer, leaving behind a legacy of music, patriotism, generosity, and Oklahoma pride that will endure for generations. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the second session of the 60th Oklahoma Legislature, the Senate concurring therein, that the Oklahoma House of Representatives and the Oklahoma State Senate recognize Toby Keith as an Oklahoma legend. That the House of Representatives and the Oklahoma State Senate find it appropriate that a planned turnpike corridor extending from Interstate 44 east to Interstate 35 near Indian Hills Road and continuing east and north to Interstate 40 at Interstate 335, the Kickapoo Turnpike, be designated the Toby Keith Expressway in his honor. That copies of this resolution be distributed to the Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives, the President Pro Tem of the Oklahoma State Senate, the Governor, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, and the family of Toby Keith. With concurrence from the House, Senate, and Toby Keith's family here today, staff and I have reviewed this item and I recommend its approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments? We have a motion for approval of item 1363.
So moved.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. So we do have that motion and approval. So Charity, please call the vote roll.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. Cohn?
Yes.
Mr. Titsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Thank you. That item has been approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With your, if you would you allow me to recognize Representative Jason Blair from Moore and Senator Lisa Standridge from Norman. I think that Senator Standridge would like to say just a few comments to the board.
Please. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the authority, it's an honor to be here today to remember and honor Toby Keith, a true Oklahoma legend. He was a pillar of the Norman community and a proud Oklahoma native who never forgot where he came from. From Clinton to Moore to stages across the world, Toby represented this state everywhere he went, and he made so many others proud to call themselves Oklahomans. He gave us songs that celebrated hard work, faith, freedom, and the men and women who defend our great nation. He stood by our troops and through his nonprofit work helped families in need right here at home. Naming this expressway in his honor is a small tribute compared to the enormous legacy he leaves behind, but it's only fitting that his accomplishments and patriotism be remembered for generations to come. I'm especially glad that Toby's family could be here today. To all of you, thank you for sharing him with us. Thank you for the sacrifices you made so that he could have an amazing career and leave Oklahoma better off than when he found it. With this new road, Toby Keith will forever be a part of Oklahoma's history. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if we will take we had a mock-up of the sign made, and we'll take some pictures here. We also have copies of the signed resolution that passed through the legislature to provide as well to the family. And if we could pause here for a few minutes to take a few pictures.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride. Wearing my 6 shoes, riding my pony on a cat and drive.
we're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna have y'all come this way a little bit. Yeah.
Because the mic stand would be easier.
If I had time to go get my mic stand, I would.
Mic check?
Hey, you want me to hold for you? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, do your thing. And for this,
Can you
we'll
guys
have you
just
look at her.
look at her?
Yeah, is that clear?
Nice to meet you. I'm Olivia. Do you have a mic manual for you? If you would, please. Thank you very much. All right, mic check.
Hello, everybody good?
Okay, perfect.
Parrish, you solid?
Good? Everyone good?
Yeah,
You good?
I think we're good.
Okay. For the record, can I just have your name, spelling, and the title you'd like to use for our coverage today?
I'm Steelen Covell. I'm Toby's son, spelled Stelencovel.
All right, perfect. Do you want to start with the first question?
Yeah, just kind of talk about the excitement today, kind of what this is like for the family. Just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling.
Yeah, we're very honored as a family to be represented here from the Turnpike. We think it's a lasting legacy piece for our father.
What was this process like for you folks? The communication, how long has it been? Things like that.
It's been a little longer than we anticipated, but the final resolution has worked out pretty quickly. We've only had to do maybe a couple meetings, and they've turned everything relatively fast.
Was it Toby against the turnpike and toll roads?
Originally, as a family, we all were relatively against the turnpike as it was going to displace some of our community members. But once our voices in the community weren't going to be heard, we decided to look at the silver linings of what the economic drivers are and how it's going to actually benefit the area. And we decided to be pro-turnpike in the area, and that's where we landed today.
Do you think this is what Toby would want?
I think so.
Did he get a chance to know that this was going to happen?
He did not have a chance to know they were going to name the turnpike after him, but as I mentioned before, he was for the turnpike before his passing.
What do you think this says about, Oklahoma's love for Toby? Because they spoke a little bit about, he was a well-known musician, but he also gave back to the troops, and he was just a known face and presence around Oklahoma and living up to that Oklahoma standard.
Yeah, I think this is the state giving back to him in whatever way it could. Like I said before, I think this is an honor, and I think he would be honored to be considered for the naming.
Any other questions?
Obviously, a highway lasts a very long time, so I guess does it seem fitting that it will such a lasting monument?
It's part of our job as a family, right? We have to try to protect his legacy in the best way we can, and we think that this is something that's going to last for generations.
Before his passing, did you folks as a family and Toby make it public that he had a change of heart when it came to the turnpike, or did he think it wasn't necessary?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Oh, sorry. So before Toby's passing, did he make it public that he had a change of heart and your family had a change of heart when it came to the turnpike, or did you guys kind of deem it unnecessary at the time?
I'm not sure if we made any public statements. Close friends knew, but as far as public statements or sentiment, I don't think we thought it was necessary.
What are you hoping that this will do for the Norman community? You guys have very deep roots there.
I think it's going to be an economic driver for both Norman and Moore. Having additional heavy traffic going into an area is only going to generate more economic value. So I think it will help from an economic standpoint.
What do you think you're going to feel whenever you get on there and drive past your dad's thing?
Well, I hope I don't get a ticket on the Toby Keith Expressway, but I think the first time we get on will be a joyous moment for sure.
Maybe you should. I mean, put it up on the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Put our own little sign up in our
Yeah.
window. The rest of you have anything you want to say?
I just want to thank everybody that had anything to do with the naming of this. It was kind of one of those things that's a bittersweet, for our friends and families that were displaced, but at the end of the day, we knew the economic value that it was going to have and what it was going to bring to the Moore Norman area both. With the new entertainment district and all the things going on in Norman, the area is just growing and it's progress, and you grow with it. But thank you all again.
Okay. Anything anybody else would like to add or emphasize?
No, I think we're all just honored.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Trying to help you figure out what you were, I know you were trying to change the lighting.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Let's be all right.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you're going to make sure you don't.
Now, we're gonna have one here. Do I have time to get a mic stand?
Yes, sir. So I can have them brought out for you.
We need a mic stand. I mean, something that can hold that individual mic.
Are you going to be mostly speaking? Okay. Only Bob is getting his mic stand. Is he getting mic stand? Oh, brilliant. Okay, that's cool. That's what we went on. Well, Eric said anything on here in can. No, I think it was just. Whenever Eric gets back, we'll knock that out. Go from there. This is going to be the. Okay, all right. Hi. Awesome. Is there any way we can shift this way, guys? Yes. That way? Yeah. 4. Wait, 45. I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait for him. Yeah, I think Eric ran his side. That'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. If I miss anything, I miss. These things are a lifesaver.
No doubt.
Was it really that? Oh, yeah. No, you're right. You're all over the chair.
Been using this thing for about 20 years. I'll turn the honor off. Watch. You think that's up high enough?
Yeah.
This one's just tough. It'll go in there.
I believe you.
You gotta roll it in there.
Rock and roll. That works. There you go. They're all lined up. Perfect.
Yeah.
Just clip it. Clip that on one of these.
Okay.
And then you take this thing and just clip it right here.
I appreciate it.
It's kind of interesting.
We make it work, though. We always do.
You guys just have to get creative in the field, don't you?
Always.
You think it'll fit on this little thing right here?
No, I don't think so.
See, there's a little lip right here.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think I got it.
All right, there you go.
Perfect. There we go.
can you guys all hear me okay? All hear me okay? Okay. Channel 9, can you hear me okay? Everybody good? All right. We'll kick this off then. My name is, everybody good? You guys want me to start, or we want to wait till that calms down? It's up to you guys. Better? All right, we ready? All right, my name is Bobby Stem. That's B-O-B-B-Y, STEM, S-T-E-M. I'm the Executive Director of the Association of Oklahoma General Contractors. Thank you guys for being here today. I'm here today to say enough is enough. For years, anti-turnpike protesters have been opposing the progress in the Norman area. These organizations, mainly Pike Off OTA, have taken their issues to court and have had the opportunity to be heard at the highest levels of the Oklahoma judicial system. That's the Oklahoma Supreme Court. And they lost. In America and in Oklahoma, we have the right to protest and to seek change. We have the right to petition the courts, and we have the right to engage with our legislators. But we do not have the right to threaten, to injure, or kill other people. And that is exactly what Pike Off OTA and other turnpike protesters have been doing for years. I've sat idly by trying to respect those that might be impacted by the turnpike. I can't do it any longer. The quotes you see beside me today are a small sample of threats that have been lobbed at the turnpike, its employees, the companies, and the people working with the OTA. They don't deserve that. This is unacceptable, this is wrong, and it's illegal. And it's time for someone to call out these domestic terrorists. For years, Pike Off has fostered a climate of violence, hate, and sabotage, death threats, bomb threats, and even a call to Pike Off members to apply for jobs within the Turnpike Authority so they could sabotage the government from within. This has to stop. And to those legislators that conspire with these terrorists, my mother would say, you are who you hang out with. Consider this notice of their behavior. I suspect many of you had no idea of the malicious nature of the group you allow into your offices or even carry water for, but now you do. I'll give that a pass because honestly, I don't think Representative Shaw, Representative Starling, or Senator Mary Boren knew of their illegal actions. But you do now. How apropos that Pike Off uses a serpent to represent their organization. It reminds me of Genesis 3, chapter 1, saying that the serpent is craftier than any other beast in the field. I understand that this progress through Norman is difficult for some, but we must keep our focus on building the safest, most reliable transportation system we can. Our population growth and the increased truck traffic coming from Texas begs the need for additional routes for those of us that live and work here. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, its government-appointed board, and the men and women that work within it deserve to be able to do their work without fear of injury or death. A little over a week ago, President Trump said, and I quote, "We must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind." I'll take questions, if there are any.
Have you guys had to have any human-to-human interaction out on sites, like with contractors or people? Has that happened, like altercations, I guess?
Not with us, but some of the surveyors and stuff have been met with guns. I think that's been a miscommunication. So I'm not going to say that hostility has been shown to those folks. We're not on job sites yet, But you'll see in your press packet that there's literally instructions that these Facebook page chats are giving. If you see them on your job site, remember, a shotgun or a rifle can stop a bulldozer, those kinds of things. So those are threats that we take very serious. And at a time when we have a lot of violence going on in our country, I can't stand around and listen to this kind of chatter on Facebook and not say something about it.
So no physical altercations, just comments on social media?
That's right. That's right. Things that would be definitely investigated when something would happen.
Have you guys reported any of this? How are investigations underway into any of these comments?
19 investigations. That's what that 19 is about. 19 investigations, bomb threats or personal death threats. The OHP is investigated. Our tax dollars go into that kind of stuff.
OHP is investigating.
Pardon? Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure if they partner with OSBI for any of that, but I do know that OHP are the ones that are being called. They do partner with OSBI.
Now, we've talked previously about how your organization really advocates for the safety of crews when they're working on projects like highways, et cetera. Can you just talk a little bit about why you think it's important that your organization speak out about this today?
Sure. You know, I'll tell you what's happened is it has become very disheartening. We've tried to be very sensitive as our organization. Our men and women build the roads and bridges, so we've been very sensitive toward the challenges, toward the fear. In fact, when they protested at our offices a few years ago, we actually opened up a portion of our parking lot, provided refreshments because it was a hot day, to the protesters. Because honestly, I think that's the Oklahoma standard. They have a right to protest. I didn't want them in the street, so we set aside a special place for them. That's how we wanted to treat them at that time. But over year after year after year, what we've found is they've gotten more hateful, and they begin to threaten more. And now what they've done is they've wrapped themselves around the legislators who are carrying their water. And I don't think the legislators know that they're dealing with domestic terrorists. And if you look that up in Black's Law Dictionary says that those are the people that threaten or do violence to the government to try to get the government to go their way. So I think it's about time to go ahead and call out the behavior of this organization that is continually allowed in the Capitol to negotiate policy. So I'm no longer going to negotiate any policy with these types of folks.
Now, you did mention other groups who are against the Turnpike, like Hike Off OTA. Is it confirmed that any of these comments are from members of any of these organizations?
They should be in your press packet. You'll actually see in your press packet each one of these quotes. We actually have the screenshots in your press packet for each one of those quotes. Now, also, there'll be an additional handful from some other chatter that's occurred over the last 5 or 6 days. And so we've got stuff that's 2, 3, 4 years old. We've got stuff that's 1, 2, 3 days old. But I wanted to make sure that those screenshots that you saw those, so you can see who actually said it and how they were posting. All these threats are happening within a protected Facebook space. And so when you allow for those kinds of discussions to occur in your protected Facebook space, you foster that kind of environment. You foster that kind of attitude.
So all these comments are from private Facebook pages?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
KFOR is
Yeah, that was a screenshot that I'd seen and wanted to make sure to put up there for you. Anywhere I could find them. What I didn't add in here was we have dozens of postcards that have been sent to Turnpike employees' homes that have threatening and rude messages that they've sent to their family. They've gone out and actually gone and taken the message to their homes, scaring their families as well. So we didn't include the postcards in this. I tried to include the threatening, not the rudest. You'd have a lot bigger packet if I just put every rude thing that these folks said. But I tried to make sure that I included the things that were actually somewhat threatening. Any other questions?
Have you had anybody decide to quit, like, as a result of what you would claim like harassment or anything like that? Is any workers left? Or?
Our guys aren't on the scene yet, so I can't really. I can tell you how I think my guys will handle it, gentlemen, coming toward a bulldozer with a gun. So, but I don't want to speculate.
So if your guys aren't on the scene yet, again, why do you feel like it's so important that you talk about this?
I think I should talk about it before someone gets killed.
So what are you hoping will be the resolution here?
I hope people across the street at 23rd and Lincoln begin to see exactly who they're dealing with, who they're carrying water for, who they're allowing in their offices. So if I acted like this, I wouldn't be allowed in people's offices. All right. Thank you, guys. Yes. Yes. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, honey. There's a little folder right behind you. Could you hand that to me, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. We do have some more. You may need some more. If you guys want any of those emailed to you, Suzanne's got those, and so she can email the packet to you if you'd like the packet emailed to you.